Hi pals, John here with the Lens Power, and today we're going to have a look at the 300X from Aputure. The 300X is Aputure's first bicolor light. Why is bicolor important? Well, let's say you're shooting in a situation where you want to match the existing lights, the ambient lights. If you use something like a 300D Mark II, you basically have to slap a gel in front of it and hope for the best. Especially, first you gotta have the gel holder, then you've gotta have the right temperature gel and get as close as you can. With bicolor lights like this, you can actually dial in the different color temperatures. This one here goes from 2700 Kelvin all the way up to 6500 Kelvin, so covering a pretty wide range. In fact, I'd say probably 95% of what you're likely to encounter. To help with getting the right light, getting the right temperature, there are dials on here, which will be familiar to those of you who have used any of the Light Storm series lights. You have an intensity or a brightness dial up here, and then down here you have a second one which is new for the 300 range, and this is your CCT or color temperature. So here you can go from 2700 all the way, I won't go all the way right now, but you can go up to 6500 Kelvin on that. You just dial it in. There's another fantastic way of using this light though, and that is through the Sidus Link app. That allows you to use a slider to pick out the intensity, to pick out the color temperature. You can play with the different effects in there, although the effects are controllable straight from the control box. But one of the neat things about using the Sidus Link app is if you need to match a light source, you can use the camera on your phone or your tablet and point it at the light source that you're trying to match, hit the little green button on there, and it will match the light on the 300X to whatever source your camera was pointed at. Absolutely fantastic if, as I say, you're trying to balance ambient lights with your 300, your fill light, your main light, whatever you might be using this for. It's a 300 watt LED light, so it's super powerful. You've got source matching built into the app, so you can, there are a bunch of presets in there such as daylight balance, tungsten balance. You even have HMI settings in there as well, so you can match that kind of lighting if that's what you're going for. The box itself is V-mount. We supply it with two brand new V-mount batteries. As you may have gathered, you can actually power it off of one. It'll run at half power until you plug the second one in. We also include the power cable, so you can run it straight off of the mains if you happen to be inside and you don't have to worry about batteries dying on you. The kit comes with a 7.5 foot light stand, as well as the Aputure Light Dome 2 softbox. That's that nice, beautiful, easy pop-up circular softbox with a couple of bits of diffusion as well as a 40-degree grid. So it's a pretty fantastic kit that you're getting. Everything basically you need to light your shoot, from the light, the softbox, the stand, the power sources. You've got options of running it off battery or mains. So here we are, 15.6%, and that's 25%. The app has a couple of nice little buttons, so you've got quarter, half, full power. You can get to those easily just by tapping a button. And then we also have color temperature. So right now we're at 4000 Kelvin. We've got presets for 3200 and 5600, but as I mentioned, we can take it right up to 6500 and all the way down to 2700. The source type, right now overhead, we're using a couple of lights that have been set to 5600 Kelvin. So I'm just going to open up the source match, point my camera on my phone at that, hit the match button, and as you've probably seen, we're going to dial in with that source type, that source match. The source type has as I was mentioning, a bunch of different presets in there. So day white, tungsten, studio lamps. I won't go through them all, but that's an HMI 5600, HMI 6000, daylight. As I say, I'm not going to go through them all because there are a number of them in here. As well as that, there are CTO and CTB options. You might be wondering how CTO and CTB works on a light that doesn't have RGB capabilities, just WW. The app is split into a tungsten and a daylight setting under this particular screen. So when you're in tungsten, you add your CTB gel, so you can add quarter CTB, half CTB, 8 CTB, full CTB, no CTB. So here we go, that's a quarter CTB on tungsten, that's 3/4 CTB on tungsten. Flip it over to daylight, and I've got 3/4 CTO, I've got full CTO, 8 CTO, etc. So you can dial in specific, if you know that you're shooting with, you know, half CTO gels or half and a quarter CTO gel, giving you a 3/4 CTO, you can dial that in through the app. As I mentioned earlier, the app also has built-in effects. Now, these are accessible through the control box. There is an effects button right here on the front. You just hold that down and you'll be able to cycle through the different effects. But through the Sidus Link app, you have much more control over those effects. So let's kick it off with a nice warming fire effect. Through the app, I can control the frequency of the fire. I can go from 1 through 10, and then there's even a random frequency. Plus there are warmer, natural, and cooler presets in the color. Let's have a look. What else do we have? I'm not going to do the strobe because that seems cruel and unusual, but let's have a bit of lighting. Lightning. Let's have a little bit of lightning. In addition to having a set frequency, again 1 through 10 plus a random, there is a trigger functionality. So I can trigger the lightning just at the press of a button, which is super handy if you need that effect, because you don't have to worry about it kicking in at the right time, because you can say, I want lightning now. You've got faulty bulb and fireworks, as well as paparazzi. There are a bunch of apps in here, as I've mentioned, plus you can control things like frequency and color temperatures, that kind of thing. So you've got much more control through the app. That is the Sidus Link app, SIDUS Link, available in both Apple and Android flavors. The 300X from Aputure is available on our website, thelenspower.com. We have rentals from as little as 2 days all the way through to 90 days. So it doesn't matter how long you need it for, we've got you covered on that. If you have enjoyed this video, give us a like, subscribe, thumbs up, a share, talk about us, tell a friend. We really appreciate all of the good publicity that you guys are putting out there for us. Stay tuned, because we have more exciting things coming this week. I don't want to say too much, but stay tuned because I think you'll enjoy them. I've been John for The Lens Pal. Until next time, we'll see you soon.